Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel, and if you're new here, welcome. We're so happy you found us. In this episode, we bring you to Borderland State Park in Sharon, Massachusetts, and we install the FasTop Topper on our truck. All of that is coming up right after this.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Good morning. So today I am going for a hike. It has been way too long since I've been out for a hike. You'll get to know that eventually. But before we started flipping our lives upside down and moving into the camper, I was a once a week hiker at least. But I haven't gone probably since March. And then before that, that was my first time out before, the winter. Because we didn't get a lot of snow this year. It was pretty cold, and I like to be above freezing when I hike if I can help it. So this is the first time since March, so I'm pretty excited. We're going to a state park called Borderland State Park. It's in Sharon, Massachusetts. It's about 12 minutes away from the campground. This state park does have a daily fee of $5 for residents, and I want to say $20 for non-residents. But it's a pretty popular place from what I understand. But I'm hoping it's a Wednesday. School started this week for most people, so I'm hoping that it's pretty empty today, because I like to hike when it's just me, to be honest with you. Or a few people enjoying the trail and not crazy. So hoping it's gonna be a little quiet. Jasmine and Jackson are in the camper doing schoolwork, so I'm gonna do this one solo. Hopefully bring you guys some cool sights. We'll see what's out there. I've never been there before, so kind of excited to explore a new state park. So let's get on the road. See you guys there. Here. So what that didn't say, parking, there's a parking meter right in front. So you don't have to actually download the app. You can just pay when you get here and display the ticket on your dash. But I'm going to download. I'm going to do that on the website. So I'll show you guys how to do it real quick. Pretty easy. Mass.gov. Actually, just Google Borderland State Park and then click on the website. It'll bring you right to Mass.gov's landing page for Borderland State Park. And then we're going to go to parking, Mass DCR's .yodel pass. We're going to find Borderland State Park. And then we're just gonna add it to cart for a daily. And I'll just go back so you guys can see. Non-mass residents are $20. So you add that to your cart. If you're not a mass resident, we are. And we're done. Good to go. Let's go hike. guys just saw what that bench said, and I can't agree more about this spot. It's quiet. It's awesome. This is why I hike. Things like this. Back in the truck. Let's see. Good hike. 2.92 miles it says, an hour and 27 minutes. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah. 2 miles an hour. It's not bad for taking time to shoot some video and all of that, so good hike. Normally I like to go a little faster, but I also like taking pictures and taking videos, so it's the price you pay. But I have to get the truck back to Jasmine and Jackson so they can go to, I think, the barber shop. But a good hike. The park is very nice. I did the pond walk trail. I missed the pond edge trail. I apparently had to start going the other direction, but I started going right. I could have gone, you said to go both ways. But if you wanted to take the pond edge trail, go to the left. So follow the pond walk trail to the left from the visitor center. And you can pick up the pond edge trail and take that to the right, and then eventually you'll pick up the pond walk trail. What I did get to see from the way that I took was the mansion that's here. So that mansion, I think, can be rented out for weddings and things like that. I don't know the history behind the mansion, but I'm sure you can look it up. So I got to see that, so that was cool. I guess that was a good silver lining, I guess. But overall, good trail, good trail, really well maintained, not very strenuous, very kind of flat most of the time. It's an old carriage road for the most part, so it's really wide. It can be used by a lot of runners today. I think bikers can also use it. I didn't see any mountain bikers today or any bikers today, but a lot of runners. So a lot more people than I thought there would have been on a Wednesday afternoon. But everybody's out here getting their exercise in, so I like it. That's good. The only, I guess, con I would say for the trail is that it's kind of weird that, you know, it's great that they have, you know, all the natural shrubbery around the pond, and they leave little pockets for you to kind of peek in and see the pond. I just kind of wish there was a little more open spots, so you, as you're walking, you can actually look into the pond or at the pond. But I'm all about keeping green space green, so it is what it is. But it was really beautiful. I had a great time. So now back to the campground, and that's it. See you guys soon. Good morning. So today is a travel day. Super excited. We're getting on the road and heading to Western Mass, so we can go to the Big E on in a couple of days. But I figured, since we're about 80 miles away from where the Big E takes place in Western Mass, in West Springfield, Massachusetts to be specific, I figured instead of going back and forth, my dad is here with us. He's from that area, so I picked him up on the other day, and we're bringing him back today. So I was gonna go back and forth, and then go back again on in a couple of days to the Big E. So I figured, why not? The house moves, so why not bring it to a campground that's a little bit closer, and then we don't have to do as much traveling. We can still do homeschool, we can still do work from the road. So I'm actually really excited to go check out a new campground. It's Partridge Hollow Campground in Monson, Mass. Never been there before, but it had really good reviews on RV Life, and if you're not using RV Life, you definitely should check it out. Great reviews by real RVers all the time. So excited to get on the road. I'm just finishing up with the tanks. In a couple minutes we'll have the sides in, and we'll see you guys on the road. Alright guys, we're ready to get on the road. You guys ready? New campground. Here we go. Circle checks done. Everything's checked off our list. Let's get out of here.
It's packed away until Wednesday.
Alright, you guys can I always put my water filter here as opposed to the spigot, which is over here in this case. Just I do that because at some campgrounds you get ones like this where it's so low that if I were to put that filter here, I'd have nowhere to connect my hose. So I know the argument is that your drinking water hose is getting, you know, non-filtered water through it, but all I care about is that the water going into the camper is filtered. So I always feel like it's better to put it there because there's shore sign that's going to fit there, as opposed to putting it on this end and having to switch it around from campsite to campsite. Good morning, guys. So it is Monday. We're just gonna have a kind of quiet day here at the campground, but I do have some things to do. I was gonna go for a hike this morning, but this campsite is awesome. And I don't want to leave it, to be quite honest. So I'm going to do some work. I have a thing to put on the truck. I have a topper to put on the truck. It's called a FasTop Topper. But it's a topper and a tonneau cover built in one. And I'll go through that with you guys later on. But that's what I'm going to try to get done today. But first I'm going to sit here kind of enjoy my coffee. Let me show you guys around this campsite real quick before I get started. First, coffee is most important. Let me show you guys around this real quick. So you guys saw us pull in yesterday. So this is the front of the site. So we have the camper, the rig behind us. Let me turn you guys around real quick. So here's the full view of the campsite. So there would normally be another trailer there, but we have this whole area to ourselves, which is really, really cool. And even these guys are not here this weekend. They're seasonals that are gone for the weekend. So like I said, it's Monday, but it's quieter than probably usual. But I'm pretty excited about it. So the first thing we're gonna do before we even get started on the topper. So I have this. So this place is I have this. So this is a $50 a night site. It's water, electric, and gray water. I've never had to use gray water only. So this has a little valve on the end of it. It's a cap that goes on the sewer cap, and it has a little valve for your hose. So I'm gonna use the black tank flush hose and just use that to drain the gray water. And I'll show you guys real quick where the connection is. So that's the gray water connection there. So it is only big enough for a garden hose, but the cap will go on the end of your sewer, end of your sewer cap there. It'll be the same thing, just with that hose, with that fitting for the hose. So do that first. So like I said, it's this Partridge Hollow Campground in Monson, Massachusetts. $50 a night, water, electric, and gray water. We are in E16, I want to say. E16, E something. But they have the whole loop to ourselves. She said we'll be by ourselves until we leave on Wednesday, which is pretty cool. And Starlink does not work. If you guys can see, let me show. There is not a lot of sky, and that is east, which is where my Starlink wants me to point it, and it is not doing great. I mean, maybe like 35% of the time it's picking up a signal, so it's a little bit, but the camp Wi-Fi is decent enough to do like emails and text and all of that, but that's about it. Jackson's, he did download his schoolwork for today, so that's good. And we do have a backup. We do have Travelify. I haven't hooked it up today because I'm not paying. I suspended it because we're in a spot where Starlink works well back in our site in Mansfield, so I didn't hook up Travelify. But if I was going to be here longer, I would try Travelify to see if it picked up another signal. But it is our backup usually. But today we're just using the camp Wi-Fi, and so far so good. All right, so let me get this great thing going. Let me finish my coffee, and then we'll get started on that topper. All right, so that is how this looks. So we got our orange hose that we use for flushing going into the gray tank. And that's how it looks here. And what I forgot to mention too is this is a Valterra valve cover. So basically, if I were to leave any of my valves open, but to close this one, then even when I go to take off my cap, I'm not gonna have any extra spillage. For some reason, on this camper, it actually didn't happen on my last one, but on this camper, I can empty the tanks and we'll get on the road and I'll get to where I'm going and I'll take off the cap and I'll get spillage. So I'm guessing somewhere in one of the gray, and it's gray water. So I'm guessing one of the gray tanks the lines just isn't angled downhill enough. So when I start moving on the road, it's coming down and it's getting trapped here. So I take it off, I get a little bit of a spillage, and I don't like that. It looks bad. First of all, when people are watching you, it never smells great, of course. So I bought this instead, so I can close this, take my cap off safely, and then I can lift it. And sure enough, I always hear a little bit extra come out, even though the tanks are empty. So if you don't have one of these, do it. That way, if you ever break, one of your valves here. Sorry, I can't see what I'm looking at. If you ever break like one of your valves, if those pull it out and breaks and it won't close now, at least you have this as a backup to kind of get you from one place to another until you can get that fixed. So I think it was $15, $15. So, but definitely worth the investment if you guys don't have one. I would suggest getting one. All right, now on to the truck topper. All right, guys, got done with the topper. Took me a few hours. I don't work fast. Anybody who knows me knows that when I do projects and stuff like that, very slow mover. I can never be a blue collar guy because I take forever to get things done. But I'll show you how this works. Again, I didn't do an install video because I don't really know what I'm doing. But I followed the instructions. They were pretty clear. There are videos on YouTube if you are interested in buying one of these. But I really like this so far. But I like the concept of it. We'll see how it actually functions in real world. But let me put you guys down. I'll show you how it goes from tonneau cover to topper, and pretty quickly, I would say. I think the more you do it too, the more the faster it'll be. Hopefully this is a good angle for you guys, at least a little bit. So you see behind me, I'll turn it into a tonneau cover first, and then we'll go into topper mode after that. Alright, so there's that. That's a tonneau cover. So as you can see, it's nice and flat, you know, nice and tight. I had to adjust it a little bit from where it came from the factory, but it's just your basic, you know, basic tonneau cover, Velcro on the sides. Got your hooks in the back when you roll it up, but it fits good, fits perfectly. I got the so it's a we have an F250 Super Duty. So I got this one that fits a 6.8 inch bed because the bed's 6.75, so I figured round up. There was a 6.7 option, I think, too, but I went 6.8, and it fits well, fits perfectly. Like I said, I had to adjust the tightness, but it was a super easy fix, super easy adjustment. So now we're gonna roll it back up, and we'll go from tonneau to topper. Here we go. I'm not done yet, but if you notice, if you want, actually, you can buy, they have, they're called D-rings, and you can actually keep it like this, so it has like a safari feel to it, so you can just have the top and not have the walls. For me, the whole purpose of this is to not have rain, so that's not, you know, practical for me, but if you want to have this kind of look, you can keep it just like this. There you have it. We went from tonneau to topper. Around. I do have a blackout shade for this. So when we're like this, and we don't want to have some privacy, we can put a top there. But I'm debating putting it on. I did buy it. It is a separate accessory. There's the rest of it. It is a separate accessory, but now that I'm thinking about it, the only time I'm really going to have it like this is when we're traveling with the RV. So it's not a huge deal. I'll show you guys the inside space, because this is one thing that the videos on YouTube are lacking, was kind of like the height clearance. But it goes all the way up to the top of the cab, so some good height clearance. And I mean, you guys are probably wondering, you know, why not just buy a topper? And the reason I didn't buy a topper is because, no offense to all of you who have them, I don't love the way they look, and I don't like the way this one looks, to be honest. I don't like toppers. I like tonneau covers. I think it just looks aesthetically more pleasing for me. So for you guys that have them, no knock against yours. Obviously they're practical, because I'm finding a solution that I can do both. So I think this is kind of gonna solve that problem, have that solution, where if I need a topper when it's practical, I can stand the bikes up in there and have more room for all the stuff that we have in the bed of the truck. And then I can put it back down to a tonneau cover when we don't need the space, don't need to max out the space. So obviously toppers are very practical for weather and just for your cargo. But when I'm not traveling, I don't love the look of them. So I thought this is a good solution. This is by FasTop. Again, I'll let you know, sorry, I'm out of breath. I'll let you know how it goes, how it does, how it fares over time. But so far so good. It was a pretty easy process to go from tonneau to topper. So far so good. So far I'm pretty happy with it. So FasTop, tonneau cover, and topper is what this product is. So yeah, I'm gonna go back into tonneau cover mode now and call it a day. Go get something to drink. I'm thirsty. But guys, listen to this. There's nobody here. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. Alright guys, that's it for today. See you soon. That evening, Jackson played at the playground before my cousin and her family stopped by for dinner a fire, and of course, some s'mores. Next week, we go to our favorite annual event, the Big E. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It would mean a lot to us. God bless and stay safe.